we must continue on with the review. So I'm gonna tell you right now a little bit of background about the movie, Chad. This film has an interesting history. One, it was a huge commercial and critical success. Had a budget of $80 million, directed by John Woo, who was, at the time, like a very in-demand action director. And it went on to, obviously to critical acclaim, but also grossing more than $245 million worldwide. So again, bona fide success, solidified, kind of the comeback of John Travolta before the fall, and also establishing that Nicolas Cage, like, he is in demand whether he's in drama or action films or horror movies. Like, he was, that people, like Nicolas Cage, look at him as, oh, he's that weird actor who's just heavily in debt and he's just taking whatever role he wants. Like, no, he was one of the biggest actors of the 90s. Like, he was incredibly popular. When Nicolas Cage movie was up there, people were like, okay, it's either going to be nuts or, action-packed, or he's going to deliver an incredible dramatic performance. So this had a lot riding on it. A lot of hype behind it. Now, what's interesting about this film, Chad, is that Nicolas Cage and John Travolta were originally not initially considered for the film. It was actually John Woo who wanted them. I believe the studios, they wanted 2 sets of actors. The first set that they wanted to have was Michael Douglas and I forgot. It was Michael Douglas and someone else. And Michael Douglas also happens to be a producer on this movie. I forget who. Oh, damn, I forgot who the other guy was. Someone help me out. Someone knows the trivia, but it was going to be Michael Douglas and Harrison Ford. That's it. It was going to be Michael Douglas and Harrison Ford. They didn't specify who was going to be who, but I imagine Michael Douglas, he would have been the villain. Harrison Ford would have been the hero, but they would have switched faces, Chad. Face off. But Michael Douglas said he just wanted to produce. He didn't want to star in the film. So the studio was like, okay, well, we're going to get 2 of the biggest action stars of the 80s and have them face off, chat. They were going to get Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone, and they were going to face off, chat. Again, who knows which one they would have played. I imagine Arnold Schwarzenegger would have been the villain and Stallone would have been the hero. I'm not sure. Stallone really doesn't play many villains in his career, and Schwarzenegger, he has played villains in his career. So that was considered, but John Woo said, no, I don't want that. I don't want these kind of big buff action heroes. So he just went with some of the most popular dramatic actors at the time. He went with John Travolta, coming off of the huge success, something like Pulp Fiction. Thank you, Kev, for the 20 biddies. Appreciate that. We need Leon as Kenny right now, He needs to defend us. So he went with Nicolas Cage and John Travolta. Nicolas Cage, again, who was an incredibly rising star since the late 80s. Heavily in demand. He got paid like a lot. I think he got. Did he get top billing? I'm not sure who got top billing in this movie. So John Travolta got top billing, but then Nicolas Cage was secondary. But still, they got paid a lot of cash for this. And that's how it went. And his reasoning was his reasoning was that he wanted to have realistic people in the movie. Now listen, if you guys have throughout your lives have seen many John Travolta films and Nicolas Cage films, I wouldn't say that they're regular people. They don't really come across that way in real life, but that's what John Woo wanted. And it worked for the most part, Chet. Like, I can't imagine any actors in the role. I can't imagine Harrison Ford doing the same things that John Travolta and Nicolas Cage were doing, or Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Maybe Michael Douglas can play crazy, so maybe I can kind of see him doing the either role. But for the most part, Nicolas Cage, John Travolta, they do a fantastic job because they literally have to do 2 different performances throughout the entire film. They have to pretend to be each other, which is great. And it's like, oh, like John Travolta has to copy how crazy Nicolas Cage is in the beginning of the film, and you buy into it. It completely works. Even though he's basically just, he's doing his interpretation of Cage, and Nicolas Cage is doing his interpretation of John Travolta. And it just works perfectly. But chat, I have to set the scene for you now, because there's a little backstory to this, chat. There's a reason why these 2, John Travolta and Nicolas Cage, are going to be facing off, chat. And we get a nice little sequence when we're following John Travolta, chat. He's Sean, the FBI agent. He's on a merry-go-round with his son, chat. And he's just having a great time going on that merry-go-round. Him and his son are riding the little horse thing. They're eating ice cream and things. John Travolta's doing something weird, though, because he keeps touching his son's face like this. I guess it's like a sign of like affection, chat, but it comes off very weird and unusual, and he does it throughout the film. This is the first time he does this. Like, I wouldn't do that to my child. I wouldn't do, like, this. It's like, no, that doesn't seem appropriate. Meanwhile, chat, on a grassy knoll, not, I would say, 20 feet away, he's very close, chat. We have Cosmic Cage. We got Nicolas Cage, and he's opening up this big old long cage, chat. And what's in it? It is a sniper rifle, chat. And he's setting up on this grassy knoll. It's all in slow motion. You got all the dramatic music playing. You got fucking doves everywhere, chat. John Woo loves his doves, chat. This film is chock full of them here and later on towards the third act of the movie, but he's got them here, chat. Dove signifies that shit is about to go down. Remember that. I'll remind you later when we get to the part in the film. And so, well, John Travolta, him and the kid are eating ice cream on the merry-go-round. Nick Cage is just getting set up, and we see in the scope chat, we see fucking, who do we see? John Travolta's face. And he sees him, and he fires the gun, chat. And the bullet, it goes right into John Travolta's back, and he's going, and he's holding the sun, chat, and he falls off the merry-go-round. And Nicolas Cage just goes, oh, shit. And it cuts to John Travolta. He's on the ground. He's like, he's all fucked up. As you would be, get shot with a sniper rifle bullet. That's a big fucking hawking bullet, chat. And who does John Travolta see in front of him? He sees his son, and the son is not moving an inch. And John Travolta crawls over to him, chat, and he turns him over, and he just starts fucking bawling. Because you would imagine, the son's head was right near John Travolta's chest, chat, where the bullet exited his body. And so that kid's face is definitely gone. And he probably just turned it over and he just saw fucking meat. And it's like, okay, that'll set anybody off, chat. And John Travolta, he's fucking bawling, chat. And he's like, curse you, Nicolas Cage. And that's what we happened, chat. And then John Travolta, he's been tracking down Nicolas Cage for, I think, 7 years at this point? And Nicolas Cage, chat, he plays, what's his name? Castor Troy, who's a terrorist for hire. And John Travolta, he plays Sean, the FBI agent. And at this point, chat, Sean, he's been trying to track down Nicolas Cage, and they think that we got him. Based on their sources, based on some plans, we think that we have him, chat. We think we have him in L.A. Meanwhile, we cut to L.A., and we fucking see Nicolas Cage just doing some crazy nonsense, chat. He has set up a bomb, a very large bomb. We don't know it yet, chat, but it's the L.A. Convention Center. And he's just fucking dancing while he's being the Joker here, chat. And I realized, wow, Nicolas Cage would have made a great Joker in the 1989 Batman film, because if he played that character like this, like the way he plays Castor Troy in this, as he would probably in the Batman 89 series, we'd have a great Joker on our hands. But he's fucking dancing. Well, while he's setting up this bomb chat, just listen to all this good music. And he sets it up, and it's going to count down in 7 days. 7 days from now, that bomb is going to go off, and I imagine it'll blow up the LA Convention Center. And he just starts walking down the stairs, Shane. Meanwhile, what does he see before himself? He sees a choir sing, Hallelujah. Hallelujah. And what does Nicolas Cage do? I don't know if he improvised this, chat. He just starts going, Hallelujah. Hallelujah! He just starts joining them, chat. He fucking strips out of his outfit. And what is Nicolas Cage dressed as? A priest. He's dressed as a priest, and he just starts conducting everybody. And then he starts, he starts dancing, starts walking. He walks behind this one girl. It's like, do you know this girl? But I guess not. It looked like they knew each other, but I don't think it was. No, they didn't, chat. And he walks up behind her, chat, and what does he do? He plants both of his hands right up on her ass, and just goes, wow. While they just sing hallelujah. It's like there's a lot going on at first here. It's a little overwhelming, but he's again, they're establishing the fact that Nicolas Cage is a little off in this film. He might be the bad guy, chat, might do bad things, and he might do bad things to people. And he just grabbed this choir girl's ass, and he just went, blah. He was very excited about it. It would have made more sense, chat, if he grabbed like a teenage boy's ass and then. So it was like, well, it would have fit, it would have blended in more since you're playing a priest. But whatever, chat. It was 90s. They didn't know any better. And then Nicolas Cage, he's going to the airport, chat. And who does he see? He sees his little brother. His little brother, who apparently is very intelligent. But you're like, okay, well, Nicolas Cage, they've already established, like, he has no respect for anybody. Like, he has his two guys who, like, always bring him his, like, special box of stuff. And in that box is his, like, two golden 1911 pistols, and it has like all scorpion like drawings on it and stuff, like engravings. He has like a box of chiclets in there. He has various marijuana joints, chat. He's got the MJ joints in there. He's got other items. He fucking takes the guns out and he's smoking a joint. He's just fucking dancing the entire time. His brother like says something smarmy to him, and Nicolas Cage is like, oh, he's gonna fucking kill this guy, because we don't know he's his brother yet, chat. But he thinks they're gonna kill him. He's like, bro, I can't hurt you. I can't hurt you. And he does something that's, okay, this is interesting, because he notices that his brother's sneakers untied, And he goes to actually tie his brother's shoe, like he's the older brother, and his brother's like, oh, you can't tie your shoe still, huh, bro? Like that kind of thing. It's like, okay, so you're establishing that they, despite how terrible they are as people, they have a somewhat loving, or in their own fucked up way, their own loving relationship, Chad. And they have that kind of dynamic. The brother's established as being the one who creates these bombs that Nicolas Cage has used for his various terrorist activities for hire. And so they go ahead and they board the plane, chat. And before they even board the plane, though, because we got one of the stewards, either the pilot or the stewardess, and she's making a call. And who's she calling, chat? She's calling John Travolta, Sean, the FBI agent. She's telling him, fucking Castor Troy, he's here right now. You got to get to the LAX airport, like right now. John Travolta's like, fuck, we got to get going. We got him, guys. And they kind of established in the movie John Travolta, he's a hard ass boss. Like he has no room for any jokes, like no levity. It's like, fuck it, this guy killed my kid. We're gonna get this son of a bitch, okay? I don't want any excuse. We gotta kill him. We gotta either bring him alive or bring him dead. I don't care which. We gotta get him. And so, while this is all going off, chat, Nicolas Cage continuing to just be weird and creepy. We get many iconic lines in this moment that they reference throughout the film. He basically beckons the stewardess over to him. He's like, come here, baby, come here. Just come on, Papa, squat next to Papa. And she sits on this. He's like, fuck, I gotta do this. So he pops a squat next to Papa, chat, on his knee. And he's like, you ever sucked on a ton? And he proceeds just to, just stick his entire ton out. And she's like, fuck. And she just goes in on that ton, chat. She's just starting, like, on the ton, kissing that ton. And then, after that, Nicolas Cage is going, you're a peach, baby, you're a peach. I can eat a peach for hours. It's like, what does that mean? I think I know what it means. But there's a lot they're just throwing at you, Chad. A lot of iconic lines already. But thankfully, before we find out what exactly the peach is he's referring to, maybe he eats ass. I don't know. It could be many things, Chad. Many a thing. We hear the fucking sirens coming, Chad. It's the entire FBI and LA police force, and they got there very quickly, and they are moving down this runway, Chad. Nicolas Cage, he sees that shit. He's like, shit. He goes up to the pilot. You better start this fucking plane, motherfucker, or I'm gonna kill you. And he's like, I'll try. And so he's trying to make this plane go faster. But meanwhile, chat, the stewardess, who was an undercover FBI agent, she pulls out her gun, and, she is like, you gotta get on the ground, Nicolas Cage. And Nicolas Cage is like, fuck that, baby. And the plane gets jostled because the cars are trying to hit the plane off the runway. It gets jostled. Stewardess, she falls down. Nicolas Cage, he grabs her. And one of the cars John Travolta's in, he sees, the door opening up of Nicolas Cage. And Nicolas Cage is like, I have one of your FBI agents, bro. And he just fucking shoots her, chat, multiple times and just chucks her out of the goddamn plane. And there's a lot. Listen, this is a very gory film. She smacks that girl. She smacks it. And he's like, oh, that's it. She's dead. I mean, if the bullets didn't cover that, fucking Paul's certainly dead. And she gets, all rolls and tussles down. All the cars stop. John Travolta. And again, this is some weird editing. It's clearly he would have just gotten away because everyone's car stopped, but whatever. And John Travolta, he goes out for her. He's like, yeah, she's fucking dead. And he's like, bring me the helicopter. And they just bring him in the helicopter, chat, that was overhead. He gets in there and he proceeds to start flying the helicopter, chat, and shooting at the plane at the same time. Now, I think that's pretty hard to do. I don't believe that's possible, but fucking John Travolta, he's gonna try, chat. And at one point, the pilot, Nicolas Cage, he's gotten tired of the pilot's bullshit. He just fucking shoots him. He's like, I'm going to fly the plane, except he doesn't know how to fly a plane, chat. So when he's trying to do that, fucking John Travolta, he uses the helicopters. Again, I don't know how a helicopter can match the speed of a plane. I don't know. I guess it's still in the runway. And so John Travolta, he kind of crushes the tail of the plane with the helicopter. And it can't lift off. So Nicolas Cage goes, fuck this. And he slams the plane into, one of those plane garages or something. It fucking crashes. Him and his brother, they get out, and what happens? Everyone starts blasting. We get the John Woo just all those kind of blasting noises, shit. Everyone doing that side dive, either to the right or the left. Ooh, who is this? Yeah, a new follower, chat. The Buddha Scat. Oh, the Buddha Scat. Thank you so much for the follow. You're my Huckleberry. Welcome to stream. Hope you're enjoying the review so far. John Travolta finally got rid of his hair plugs and recently shaved his head instead of fighting the baldness guys. He did. He absolutely did. What the hell is that? What's with all these pictures here? What's with all those faces? But, so, A lot of fucking John Woo blasting happening right here. Tons of doves in the air. Where do these doves come from? If they get sucked in the plane engine, that's going to cause a major accident, chat. But fucking doves, fucking bullets, fucking side slow motion shooting and things. A lot of blasting, chat. Nicolas Cage's brother, he gets arrested. He's not killed here. He gets arrested. Nicolas Cage goes, "No, bro, no," and I'm not joking the way he says that, chat. He actually says, "Bro, no," like all that shit. And so he's like, "Okay, I gotta escape. I'll get my brother later." And he runs off, and John Travolta, he's going after Nicolas Cage, chat. And then Nicolas Cage, he's just fucking blasting anyone in his way. He's just killing as many people as he possibly can. And then John Travolta and Nicolas Cage, they square off, chat. And they're, they got their guns pointing at each other, but they, and they're doing the diving too. They're blasting, but they're always missing. At one point, they know each other so well because they've been doing this for 7 years, this cat and mouse game, chat. They know the number of bullets in each other's guns. And Nick Cage, he's like, fuck it. He fires his gun, but there's no bullets left. And then he starts oh, John Travolta, come on, man, look into your heart. I'll suck your dick, man. Like all that. And I was like, you're going to jail. Nicolas Cage is, I don't think so. And he pulls out a knife, chat, and he tries to stab John Travolta in the tum-tum, but it's too late. Because what happened is John Travolta pushes Nicolas Cage out of the way, and the plane engine has been activated. And so the power of the plane engine propels Nicolas Cage through the air, chat, up in the air. He fucking flies a good way, and he hits this chain link fence, chat. He's like, bah! Like that gets really hard. And they turn off the plane engine. He fucking collapses in the ground. And John Travolta, he runs over there, and he's like, it's over. It's over. Nicolas Cage, Castor Troy is dead. Celebrations. And so he goes back to the office, chat. Everyone's like, hey, we got fucking champagne. Woo! And they're all partying. But is John Travolta partying, chat? Is Sean, the FBI agent, partying? No. He's like, I do not party. You know what? And he's like, yeah, let's raise a glass to, Phil and Richard and Dick and Shirley, who all died on this mission. Yeah, let's raise a glass to them. You should be ashamed of yourselves. And he goes into those office, chat. And he's like, okay, I'm done. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna tell my wife that I'm done, that we got him, chat. And so John Travolta, he goes home and he sees his wife. I don't know what's his wife's name? Let's see what his wife's name, chat. I want to say Eve. His wife, Eve. Eva. His wife's name is Eva, chat. And so he goes home, and, Eve, she's a nurse. She stays very busy. But he basically goes to her. He says, we got him. I got him, Eve. And they fucking embrace because they've had this trauma for 7 years, chat. They lost their young son. And he says, just like, I know I've broken many promises with you over the years, but I'm going to be here for you. And our daughter, whose name I don't remember, Angie? Is her name Angie? Jamie. Her name is Jamie, chat. Funny enough, when Nicolas Cage becomes John Travolta, he forgets the name too. So Jamie's, I'm gonna be there for Jamie. I know we haven't been there with each other for a while, but I'm gonna be there for you now. Okay, I'm done. I'm gonna take a desk job, but I'm gonna do whatever you want to do. And then him and Eve, they start smooching, chat, but I don't believe they have the sex yet because it's just been a while. They got that trauma. They just have it. It's hard. It's hard to get hard at this moment, chat. And then, John Travolta, he goes back into the office, and apparently, through the interrogation of what's his name, of Nicolas Cage's brother. What's his brother's name? Oh, god damn it, I don't remember. Troy. I don't know, but it's Nicolas Cage's goddamn brother, chat. It's Castor Troy's brother. They find out that, there's a fucking dirty bomb in L.A., and we don't know where it is. We just know that it exists, and it's like, fuck, that's not good. And so that upends all of John Travolta's plans. Like, fuck, then we gotta find this bomb. Pollux. No wonder I could remember his name. His name is Pollux. Thank you, Miss McCobb. Pollux, Troy? Did Chris just say it's time to get hard? No, I said that you can't get hard. It's not possible. Of all the trauma that's ensued over these past 7 years. And so he talks to Pollux. Pollux ain't saying shit, so they ship him off to prison. And then they start interviewing all of Castor Troy's acquaintances chat, his friends, to see if they can get any modicum of information. And John Travolta, he's like an FBI guy, but I don't think he respects the law at all, really, because, fuck the proper, interrogation methods. He brings people in chat, and he fucking threatens to, like, kill them. Like, there's one guy, he brings in there, like, this weird, like, the bald guy with, like a blind eye, and he's like, I'm gonna just fucking shoot you. I'm just gonna fucking, that's what I really do. Like, he fucking kicks his chair out, has him on the goddamn ground, by the neck chat, choking the shit out of him, and has the barrel of the gun pressed into his good eye chat, not the bad one. Because you don't want to get really intimidated with his bad eye chat, you gotta go for the good eye. And he's like, tell me where the fucking bomb is, and he finds out some information. I think that's where they actually find out that, okay, it's somewhere in LA, because Pollux, he says, we have a dirty bomb out there. Well, we find out through this guy that it's in LA. So fucking LA's huge. Where could that possibly be? And he interviews one of Castor Troy's lovely ladies, one of his ladies of the night, as I call them, chat. And she ain't gonna say shit to Sean, the FBI agent, chat, because, I have a son and I need to take care of, and I'll do anything for my son. I will not endanger him. Well, first of all, you probably shouldn't, involve him in this lifestyle of yours. You are endangering him. Why are you associated with someone like Castor Troy, cosmic Nicolas Cage? Irresponsible, Sasha. That was one of Troy's ladies of the night. So, he's like, fuck, I don't know what to do. Dr. Foley said, we're fresh ideas. We interviewed all these people. They will not give anything up. The only person that would know at this point would be Pollux, and he's not saying anything. And then his friend, who I don't know his name, we're just gonna call him John Travolta's friend. Chat, don't worry, he's not in the movie long. John Travolta's friend says, you know what? I think that there is a way. There is a very highly classified, early experimental procedure where we can, where you, John Travolta, can become Nicolas Cage. They can take your face off. And John Travolta's like, what are you talking about? Take my face off. He's like, that's what you can do. I'm gonna be perfect. And so him and his friend, they go to this laboratory chat, and they're like, first he's asking, like, what do you mean take take my face off? Well, but Troy, he's dead. But Castor Troy is dead. And he's like, oh, we didn't tell you everything. So chat, they go to a medical facility, and lo and behold, who do we see in this bed of this secretive top secret government facility? Fucking Castor Troy, Cosmic Cage himself. He survived the incident, chat. He did not die. They lied to John Travolta. John Travolta's like, what the fuck did you lie to me for? He's like, he has too much information. It's very much that situation like Hannibal Lecter, chat, where it's like he's too valuable to kill and dispose of. We can learn so much from, but they reveal, it's like, well, he's in a coma and he ain't coming out of it. And who's in charge of this program, chat? It's goddamn Amanda Waller from the Justice League animated series. It's CCH Pounder. That's who we have in this. Amanda Waller, and she walks in. She's fucking just putting cigarette after cigarette out on Nicolas Cage's comatose body, just to show. And then we have this doctor come in, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm the only doctor in the world who has specialized in this type of experimental surgery. The only one. And I'm going to show you, like, what we can do. Like, I will literally take your face off, and take his face off, put his face on your body using this weird mask thing. I will recede your hairline, which will work for John Travolta because his hairline was already receding. Even though they gave, like, Nicolas Cage an even worse receding hairline, it's like, okay. John Travolta's like, listen, at least give me the good hairline in this case, because they're both balding at this point in their lives, chat. And then he goes into, and this is weird. The movie that's like, yeah, okay, face replacement. What about the rest of their body? Their bodies do not match. Okay, John Travolta, he's not. And at this point in his life, he wasn't like so out of shape, but he's a little chubby. He's got a little chub on him. And he's like, we'll also shave off all that chub, shave off those excess love handles. Like, how do you fucking do that? How do you do that? And we'll add it to him or whatever. It's like, okay. And John Travolta's like, I just gotta fucking think about this. This is very, hence the only doctor. John Travolta's like, okay, this is overwhelming. I gotta think about this. So he goes home, chat, and the wife's like, John Travolta, Sean, I'm so happy you're not gonna be doing all these crazy missions anymore. And you know what? This is the time. Let's get hard here, Sean. And Sean's like, can't get hard right now. I got one more. You got to give me one more chance. I got one more mission to do. And she's like, God damn it. Why? And so she's upset. And he says, like, listen, this is, a lot of people will die unless I, if I don't do this, a lot of people will die. I need to do this. And Eve's like, fuck, fine. Okay, you're going to do it anyway. You have my approval. I'm mad at you, John Travolta. I'm very mad, but I'll allow it. And so he goes fucking into the medical facility chat. He's got his friend. He's like, all right, put me under, doc. Let's take my face off. And that's what they do, chat. They fucking, through laser surgery, they take off Nicolas Cage's face, Castor Troy, and they take off John Travolta's, Sean the FBI guy's face, chat. And they peeled off, and they used like little suction cups. They put it like in this liquid thing. And then they put John Travolta's face in storage, and they wrap up Nicolas Cage's body. But Nicolas Cage's face goes on John Travolta, and they show them like actually like receding his hairline, like with just like little clips and like laser technology. They also there's this one scene when like John Travolta's one request, because you have to transform his entire body, Chance. It's not just the face off; it's the entire. It should be called entire body off, but it doesn't sound as good as face off. And we noticed that on his chest, chat, near his heart. I think it's right here. There's a bullet wound. It's the bullet that went through him and just turned his little boy's face in the hamburger meat. And he tells the doc, like, listen, after this is over, I want to make sure that this scar is still here. Okay, this is going to stay with me. And doc's like, sure, man, whatever you want. And then, chat, time has passed. I don't know how long. Apparently, it gets so experimental. It only takes like I guess a couple days to heal or something. But fucking. Now I'm gonna get confused here because I have to probably reference them by their characters' names. So, Sean the FBI guy, chat. Sean's John Travolta. Castor Troy's Nicolas Cage. Sean the FBI agent. He wakes up, chat, and he sees that the surgery worked perfectly. He has now become Castor Troy. He resembles Nicolas Cage to a goddamn N and to a C, chat. And he's looking, he's going, and then it's more overacted from Cage at this point because apparently he is just so. I guess they didn't think about like, oh yeah, this could probably be very traumatic for him because he's literally wearing the face of the person who killed his son and almost killed him. So I can imagine he would freak out, and he just proceeds to fucking flip out, chat. He's like, no, and he slams into the mirror, chat. He throws a chair, and he's just going, well, like, calm down. They fucking inject him with like a little, like a sedative, chat, and he calms down. And it's like, yeah, sorry, probably this would, this is the first time we've ever done this, so I can see why this would probably freak you out a little bit. And then he sees, like, who's in the bed next to him. It's fucking Castor Troy, chap, but he's got a whole bunch of bandages on, so he doesn't have a face yet. It's just pure meat. Meat and blood vessels and scar tissue and cartilage, chap. And they're like, okay, so we're going to go ahead and set you up, Sean. We're going to ship you out to this, like, very secluded, maximum security prison. I guess somewhere out in the Atlantic, I believe. And it's on this. We don't find out yet that it's there, but it's on an oil refinery. But we're going to ship you out there. We're going to integrate you into the population. And you're going to learn through Pollux Troy where this dirty bomb is in LA. And as soon as we know, we'll get you out of there. And hey, listen, this is really fucking secret, okay? And this is super experimental, kind of illegal at this point. So the only people that know about this is Sean's best friend. By the way, Sean, he entrusted his wedding ring to his best friends. Like, keep that for me, man. Keep that and give it back to me once it's over. And Sean's best friend's like, hell yeah, I will. Fucking Amanda Waller, chap, she knows, and the surgery guy, the doctor who's in charge of this procedure. I guess none of the other technicians, they didn't know. They didn't know what the fuck was happening. So only 3 people know this operation. Might be an issue. Might want to inform more people to chat, but they're like, you know what? We're golden. What's the worst that can happen? And so, chat. Sean, he goes to this prison. He's introduced to a lot of 90s character actors at this point, chat. We have, oh God, what's his name? John Carroll Lynch, who we saw in Volcano. John Carroll Lynch is in this, chat. He plays the husband in Fargo. He played the guy that melted in Volcano, like in a very comedic way. It was supposed to be dramatic, but it just fell flat and it became unintentionally funny. He's in this, chat. He plays a sadistic security guard in there, prison guard. And a whole bunch of other, like, 90s, 80s actors that you've seen before. Just a plethora of character actors, chat. But the thing is, like, John Travolta, he's still getting used to being Castor Andor. Or not Castor Andor. Jesus, Cassian, I'm thinking of Star Wars characters now. Castor Troy. Cassian Andor. Yeah, he's Diego Luna. It's fucking Diego Luna. Castor Troy, chat. Castor Troy. So it's still just very unusual for him. And so he goes there, and, you know, he sees his brother. He's going to go talk to his brother, chap. But before he can, what happened? It's a goddamn prison riot. And the thing is, like, Castor Troy, despite, you know, having the reputation that he has, very dangerous man, he's fucked over a lot of people over his time as a terrorist for hire. And a lot of those people happen to be in this prison. There's a guy that attacks him, chat, who apparently Castor Troy slept with this guy's wife and daughter at the same time, fucked up, and they start wrestling, chat, and it starts a prison riot. But the thing is, like, Sean is not used to this body that he's in, not used to Nicolas Cage's body, and so he's a little sluggish. And Pollux, he's like, all right, he notices this. Again, very smart. He's very smart. He's very perceptive. Like, he knows his brother. He knows fucking Cosmic Cage when he sees it. He's like, this isn't the Cosmic Cage that I know. But thankfully, Sean, he comes to and he kicks this guy's ass, chat. He defeats him and he goes over to his brother. But before he can really have like an honest to God conversation, they go ahead and they ship him off to solitary confinement, chat. And now Sean is going to learn the ways of prison life. Meanwhile, chat, we cut back to the hospital, and apparently the trauma of having one's face fucking removed, that will do a number on a person. And Castor Troy, who originally was in a comatose, was in a coma, he just fucking jolts right up. And again, Nicolas Cage fucking screaming. Because not only is this, you know, classic Cage, but it's classic Cage without a fucking face. So you know he's going to be overacting like the hell. So he takes all the bandages off, chat. Very Joker-esque, very Tim Burton, like Joker-esque, where he's like, these are the tools I've had. I can't do anything. He just starts laughing. And he takes it off. And he's like, he just starts screaming, chat, and he's like, he can't really talk because his lips are, and like everything's gone. And so he goes ahead, he gets on the phone, chat, and he's calling up his boys, just like, I need some guy. He's like making all these little clicks and noises and things because he can't talk right. And so he calls all these people over. They bring Amanda Waller. They bring the surgeon. The guy who's the only person who knows how to do this procedure, chat. They bring him, and they also get Sean's best friend. They bring them all together, and at this point, Castor Troy, he's just been watching the surgery itself, because apparently they videotaped everything. And he's literally watching his face being taken off, chat. And he's just fucking smoking a cigarette, and he's just loaded up on painkillers, chat. He's all these pills, like all these injections, and he's just fucking dancing now. He sees the surgeon. He's like, what's up, doc? And Doc's like, what do you want? What on earth would you want? And like, I love it, because Nicolas Cage is like, are you fucking serious? I'm going to give you one fucking guess what I want, Doc. I want a fucking face. And then, chat, we see what's over there in this big old tub of jelly. It's John Travolta's face, chat. It's John Travolta's face. And it's like, oh my God, the face is going to go on Castor Troy. Meanwhile, we cut back to the prison, chat. And, Sean, he's finally had a proper conversation with Pollux, and Pollux is testing because like, this could be some bullshit. And, you know, Sean's playing up, like, well, you know, they really burned me out. They did like electroshock therapy on me, but I'm me, brother, I'm me. Hey, that last job we did was pretty fucking crazy, right? It's like, oh, those people are just gonna fucking burn. And Pollux is like, yeah, they're gonna burn, but hey, we'll see what happens. But then, you know, Sean's still trying to needle him. It's like, yeah, you know, that thing that you fucking did, brother, that should be in the fucking Louvre. Should be seen by everybody. And the brother goes, yeah, well, I guess the LA Convention Center will have to do. And then, boom, chat, mission done. It's in the LA Convention Center. We'll fucking sweep the building. We'll be able to get that bomb out. And then, you know, Sean, he drops the facade and he says, you know what, bro? You're fucking pathetic. And he just walks away, chat. And he's like, go ahead and call the FBI. Let them know that I know the location of the dirty bomb in LA, chat. And then John Carroll Lynch, he goes to Sean's prison cell, chat. He opens up, is like, oh yeah, the FBI's here to see you. And then fucking, you know, Sean, he's ducking dancing, chat, because he's excited. And they put him in this big room. They still have it. Oh, they also, chat, they have like magnetic boots in this prison too. They got like Mario boots on. And so to keep control of them, like they will literally magnetize them to the ground, so you can't really do anything. You fall over and shit. You can really break like your fucking leg in those too. So yeah, he has these big dumb magnetic boots on. I don't know why that was necessary, but he has these on, and he's kind of like hopping over there. And they fucking open up this very large room with a single light above him, and they magnetize his boots to the single spot. Chat, he's like, oh, that's fucking weird. And then Chad, he sees another Another big old sliding doors opening, electronic sliding doors opening. And what's on the other side? What does John Travolta's Sean see? It's fucking John Travolta, chat. It's John Travolta, except it's not John Travolta. It's goddamn Castor Troy, chat, wearing John Travolta's face, Sean's face, and he's fucking smoking a cigarette. And we all know Sean doesn't like to smoke, and it's like, oh my God. And again, then we got the overacting Olympics right here, chat. These two are just going at it. And he says, like, listen, oh yeah, Sean, I'm just gonna take over your whole life, bro. You know, I wish, oh, that face it's so beautiful, but I like this one. I'm getting accustomed to this one. You know, after I got the doc and he, you know, put my face on, I went ahead and I fucking burned him. I burned Amanda Waller and I burned your best friend. You want to know why I burned, you know, proof that I burned your best friend? Here's your fucking wedding ring, you motherfucker. And then you get this flashback sequence when he's like dumping like gallons upon gallons of gasoline in those three and he just fucking sets them on fire, chat. And then there's the one point where he's just laughing and he's like, oh, I can't wait to go see Mrs. Sean, your Evie. Oh, we're going to have hot sex. And then, like, apparently, Castor Troy is so attracted to his own face that he kind of proceeds to lick John Travolta's, like, Sean's face. Like, oh, it's so hot. And he's like, just like, oh, my God. And then fucking Sean, he's fucking having a panic attack, but basically, like, his whole life is literally falling around him, Chad. He has someone else's face on, he doesn't want it, and he fucking attacks. He attacks Castor Troy, and they start wrestling, Chad. The fucking guards come in, and they're like, oh, we're so sorry, Sean, we're so sorry, what happened? He's like, oh, don't worry about it, he must have just had a bad childhood. Take him away, and they fucking take Sean. They take Sean away, you know, who looks like Castor Troy, down to the depths. And then, chat, we get a huge chunk of the movie where Castor Troy, he's just trying his best to pretend to be Sean, but it's just not really working out for him because he's kind of fucking up. He's already acting weird and shit. Because then he goes back home and he sees, like, he basically, like, Evie steps out the front door and Castor Troy, like, drives right by. He's like, oh fuck, I missed the house. God damn it. Hold on, back up. Hold on. And he backs up, chat. He just starts walking out. He's like, oh, little Miss Evie, how you doing? And again, already very awkward, like not acting like he should, chat. Rubbing up on Evie, promising like all these sexual escapades and things. Like, I'll go ahead and see you later. There's various scenes throughout the film, chat, of him. Oh yeah, this is the one that happens. Like Evie's like, listen, I don't have time for these sexual antics right now, Sean. I gotta go to the hospital. And Sean's like, whatever, fucking go. And then she goes to the hospital, chat, and he goes inside. And he hears Sean's daughter upstairs. And he's like, oh, someone else to play with. He goes up there, chat, and very fucking creepy scene where the daughter, she's like in a, you know, form-fitting t-shirt. She's wearing panties. And John Travolta, the father of this girl, he's just fucking staring at his daughter's ass like, ooh, oh yeah, ooh, just smoking the entire time. The daughter's like, Dad? And then, very creepy, fucking walks up on her, chat, and proceeds to almost, like, again, like sniffing her hair and things and like grinding on her a little bit, but he masks it by, I'm just gonna reach for a cigarette, honey. And just grabs it, and she's like, when did you start fucking smoking? And he's like, a lot of things are gonna change around here. And then just proceeds to walk away. And again, this is John Travolta's interpretation, Nicolas Cage, and it's fucking brilliant. He does a great job. John Travolta channels that cosmic Cage energy so well here, chat. I tip my goddamn hat Travolta. He deserves it. Yeah, that's it. Tells her not to dress so revealing. Fuck, well, he didn't care. He didn't mind looking at her then, with her in a revealing dress. So, hold on, check, my nose is itchy. Then we come back to the prison, chat, and things are not looking good for Sean. He's just having panic attacks. He's also just started smoking. And, you know, he notices someone's walking ahead because all the prison cells are like in the ground, and so guards can look down the prisoners and things. I guess that's for a safety precaution. And he sees like who's walking by him. It's fucking Pollux Troy. And Pollux Troy, he pulls like a fucking a Buster Bluth. He's like, hey brother, hey brother, see you later. And you know, the Sean's like, wait, where are you fucking taking him? Where are you taking him? He's like, oh, apparently he cut a deal with Sean, the FBI guy, and he's told him all his locations for all these evil organizations, so we're transferring him out of here. He's free to go. He's free to go. He's a free man. It's like fucking bullshit. He was a goddamn terrorist. There's no way you're gonna let that guy go free. It's bullshit. It's true. Thank you so much for the subscription. 5 months in a row for another month. Thank you so much, Drew. How you doing? Oh. Black Sheep, good to see you. Again, guys, hope you're enjoying the review so far. I'm loving it. I'm having a lot of fun. And so again, Sean's world is coming down. Meanwhile, we cut to the FBI office, and Castor Troy's trying to do his best being an FBI agent. Yeah, he's not doing a good job. But I mean, the thing is, like, all of his employees, all of his people who are under him for the most part, they initially oh, he's like really positive and nice, and he's giving everyone fucking alcohol and stuff. But then we get kind of the rapey #MeToo stuff, because his secretary just starts grabbing his secretary's ass and does the whole thing he did earlier in the movie with the choir girl. Does that. And chat, what does he see when he walks into his office in his interrogation room? He sees his fucking brother. And he's just eating all this fancy food. It's like, oh, I'm glad you got him the ton sandwich. Apparently his brother eats fucking cow ton sandwiches, chat. It's fucked up. And they're like, yeah, well, hopefully he starts talking. Hopefully he'll reveal the location of this bomb. And he's like, I hope so too. I hope so too. And so then, chat, he turns off all this, like, okay, get the fuck out of here. I gotta go talk to this evil man. And everyone leaves. He turns off all the audio and video equipment. He goes in there, and Pox is like, no, I don't think that face looks good on you, brother. And then they just have their conversation chat. And again, this guy has like a great dynamic both with Nicolas Cage and with John Travolta. I just love it. And he's like, listen, this is my plan. This is my plan, Pollux. What we're going to do is we're going to take out all of our competition over the years who's ever tried to harm us, who's ever taken a job from us. We're going to use the power of the United States government to persecute them and put these guys and gals 6 feet under. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to be fucking heroes. I'm going to be a fucking hero. We're going to get all this money, man. We're going to live the high life, okay? Just tell me where this bomb is, and we'll start doing it. Brother's like, fuck, that sounds like a great plan. And they have that kind of that back and forth, and Pox is like, now I can say that I'm the handsome one between the two of us. And you expect fucking Castor Troy to fucking go off in his mouth. But he does, he's like, when you're right, bro. And he's like, it's a good dynamic, chap. And so we get a scene when they at the LA Convention Center. The bomb squad's like, we can't turn off this bomb. Like, it needs a very specific code, and we just don't have that code. And he's like, plebeians, leave the room. I will take care of it, because they got John Travolta there. It's like less than a minute away from this bomb going off. And he's like, I'll take care of it. And like on the very last 2-second mark, chat, the bomb, he shuts off the bomb. He's worshipped by the media, by the FBI as a fucking hero, standing ovations, clapping, everything. Like he's grinding, he's grabbing all the acid, chat. And then who's watching this? Who's watching all this footage, chat? Sean, who has Castor Troy's face. He's watching this from prison, and he could tell by everything that Castor Troy is saying as Sean that it's just mocking him the entire goddamn time. He's like, that son of a bitch. He's like, I gotta get out of here. He's taking over my identity. A lot of fucked up things are happening, chat. Then after like this whole big, victory, we cut back to Sean, the FBI guy's house, chat, and then Evie, she's walking in, and she sees all these fucking candles and rose petals and an incredible spread of lobster, of steak, and pasta. I mean, it just looks amazing, chat. And then, who walks up behind her, chat? Fucking Castor Troy. He grabs that ass. He grabs a handful of that ass. He's like, hello, Evie, I'm good to see you. And then they go ahead and they sit down for dinner. And Evie, she's amazed by everything that's been prepared in front of her, but she's just, listen, a fancy dinner and a nice little ass grab is not going to make up for the fact that you're still working for the FBI. So you're going to take a desk job. And Castor's like, I don't want to hear this fucking bullshit. So he just wanders right over to her, chat. He starts caressing her thighs, her feet, her legs. And he's like, let's just fucking do it. And they start smooching. And they start fucking. And then we just see fucking Sean. And we cut back to Sean. He's like, I sure hope he's not fucking my wife. But he's fucking her wife, chat. That's what just happened right now. It was basically rape. It's basically rape that's happening, chat. Not consensual because person's face is gone. It's off. Face off. So Sean's like, fuck this. I gotta get out of this prison. And he, through the course of certain things, he's like, I'm gonna set up a riot. He attacks one of the prison guards, chat. And to get a cigarette, very elaborate plan. He attacks a prison guard to get a cigarette, which he will use as a distraction. They take him to this other room, chat, where they do electroshock therapy to pacify the prisoners. And, they're doing electric shock therapy on the guy that Sean beat up earlier in the movie. the one that Castor Troy, forcibly, either forcibly or whatever, but slept with both that guy's wife and daughter. And he basically tries to get, like, motivate, even though his brain has been fried to shit, get that guy up off his ass to attack the prison guards. And then, Sean, before Sean's about to get electrotherapy, chat, he's like, can I have a light? And fucking John Carroll Lynn, she's like, sure, even though I'm being an asshole, I'll give you a fucking light. Gives him a light, chat, and he goes, bam! He sticks the butt of the cigarette in his eye. He fucking freaks out, chat, and they start fighting all the guards. They start kicking ass. Now it's weird because Sean, his whole, like, I don't want to hurt any of the guards, but he definitely fucking killed a few of them in the scene, chat, because they got to shut off all the security cameras, got to shut down all the maximum security stuff, open all the doors. And, like, he's like, no, don't shoot him. Don't shoot this person, everything like that. But it's very obvious, based on some of the stuff that he did. Like, this is his fault. A lot of people are dying here, prisoners and prison guards, chat. He's responsible for a lot of death in this movie. A lot of people that did not deserve to die, okay? They didn't ask for this. They didn't ask for any of this bullshit. They should have just informed the prison staff this was an operation happening. Again, but I'll tell you this, chat. Fucking Sean should have been thrown in jail at the end of this film based on with the stuff he was doing. Highly illegal things that happened here, but it doesn't matter. So he shuts all the fucking equipment down at one point. The guy who was helping him, chat, he fucking dies. He gets shot. He falls down. He's dead. And so, Sean's like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. He goes up the goddamn stairs, he's like, okay, I'll grab a car, I'll get out. But chat, he finds that the prison is built on an oil refinery. He's like, fucking, it's like ocean just all around. I mean, the coast is far off, shit, like miles off. He's like, I'll probably die, I'll get picked up before I even get there. And then, chat, he gets attacked by like 2 helicopters and, fucking doves come out of nowhere for some reason. Doves, machine gun fire. He's like, fuck. And he just jumps in the water, chat. And he's like, oh, I guess that's the end. I guess that's the end of Sean as Castor Troy. But here's the thing, chat. Never doubt John Travolta as Nicolas Cage. Because then we cut back to Castor Troy, who's just living up in the FBI headquarters. He's having a great time. And he's informed by his underlings that, fucking apparently Castor Troy, he staged an escape and he drowned. Apparently he's dead. And fucking, Castor Troy's like, well, first of all, did you find his body? And he's like, his body's like, no body, but we're betting his dead. He's like, this is fucking Batman villain logic. No, you give me a goddamn, if you didn't find a body, he's still alive. Goddamn it. Okay, we gotta find him, chat. And then he's fucking, of course he's alive. Even though the coast was literally miles away, tons of helicopters, and we see tons of police boats all around the area. No, fucking John Travolta's Nicolas Cage. He used that cosmic Cage energy that he inherited from Nicolas Cage, and he got himself to shore. Sure. Sure, whatever. So he gets over there, chat, and now at this point he's like, I can't contact the FBI because no one knows that this happened. I can't even contact my family because I literally have the face of the murderer of our son. So, and he attempts, he calls his wife, at the hospital, and he's like, listen, don't trust your husband, okay? He's a liar. And the wife's like, fuck you. Who the hell is this? No call back ever again. He's like, oh, God, no. Crying, chat. And he's like, okay, well, much in the same way that Castor Troy was using my resources. Oh! Witness! Witness me! Nick Diaz, the chat attack. Thank you so much for the 15 minis and welcome to the stream, everybody. How you doing? Just in the middle of my face. Off review. Currently at about the halfway mark of the movie. Appreciate that, Nick. Welcome. Oh, CJ Grayson. How you doing? What were you talking about, Nick? Yes, no. Hope you're doing very well tonight. As I always say, guys, Nick Diaz, one of the backbones of the DT community, does so much stuff, has helped me out on many an occasion. Many an occasion. Good to see you, man. Bourgeois Blues, good to see you. Welcome. Here's to you, Nick. May the wings of the numbers of feather, you're shaking the pillars of heaven, my friend. So, chat. Sean realized, okay, well, much in the same way that Castor Troy was using the resources of the FBI as me, I now have to use the terrorist resources of Castor Troy to get what I want. And so he contacts one of Castor Troy's friends, chat. He contacts him, and he figures out who he also interrogated early in the movie, chat, the guy he almost like fucking tried to like shoot his eye out, press the barrel of the gun to his one good eye, and he's like, listen, I need some help, and they welcome him with open arms, like, come here, buddy, come here, come to my place, I'll get you situated, we'll get you out of the country, all that fucking guys just doing blow off a girl's asses, chat, everyone's fucking partying and everything. Again, John Travolta is Nicolas Cage, like, I feel awkward. Sean just feels really awkward in the situation, chat, and he's like, listen, I know I have exactly what you need. So he just goes ahead and he gets in this big old box, chat. It's the box you see early in the film. And what's in there, chat? The 1911 golden pistols, a shit ton of joints, the little chiclets, chat, and a lot of cocaine and various other substances. And he's like, he pulls out those guns and he just starts fucking freaking out with them. He's like, he's just overwhelmed everything that's happening. And he's like, we're going to calm your nerves. We're just going to give you a nice little beverage. And so fucking Baldy with the bad-eyed Baldy, chat. What's they call him? Bad-eyed Baldy. He goes, he gets some, I guess, vodka, and he pours something in there, chat. I don't know if it was cocaine or something, or LSD. I don't know. He pours something in there, and he's like, hey, man, this is your favorite drink. And he's like, shit. And he downs it, chat, and then we just get all the overacting from Nicolas Cage here. He's just like, first of all, like, what do you want to do? What do you want to do, Castor? He's like, I want to kill fucking Sean. We're gonna kill Sean, the FBI guy, man. And no, matter of fact, I'm not even gonna kill him. I'm gonna take his face off. And then they proceed to say the name of the movie at least 5 times in this scene, because the guys are like, wait, you're gonna take his face, and with a pause, off? He's like, yeah, man, fucking the skin, the eyes, the ears, the chin, the nose, all of it, man, all of it. And it's like, well, that's a little extreme, man. Face off. And then, Sean's like, okay, I need to go to the bathroom. I'm not feeling very well. And he goes to the bathroom, chat, and he collapses on the, first he doesn't even get to the bathroom, he just collapses on the bed, and he's seeing all this weird shit. And he's like, okay, I gotta get over. He crawls over the bathroom, and I think he's at the toilet, and he proceeds to then just use the bidet water, chat, and just starts drinking the bidet water. There's a scene, chat, of Nicolas Cage, who's pretending, at this point, like it's Nicolas Cage pretending to be John Travolta, who's then drinking bidet water from a toilet. That's the movie. That's where we are right now. And then he's just freaking out, and who walks in the door, chat, see him drinking from the bidet? It's fucking Sasha. It's Sasha, who is the kid who she doesn't want to involve. She's like, listen, I'm not a good person. I admit that. I freely admit that. But I would never, ever involve my son in these type of shenanigans. And who's in the fucking next room, chat? Her fucking son! There's all these criminals are here, and they're doing blow, and they're having sex with ladies of the night, and her son's in the next goddamn room. Listen to over the fucking rainbow, chat. It's ridiculous! Oh boy. And so she brings him over. And she puts him on the bed, and he fucking comes to eventually. But chat, while all this is happening, while Sean is drinking the bidet water, who's outside spying on this debauchery? It's fucking Pollux Troy, chat. It's Castor Troy's brother. He's just like, fuck it, there he is. I figured he'd be here. And he goes ahead, he calls up Castor Troy, who is pretending to be Sean, chat. And he's like, he's over at this guy's place. He's like, fuck, okay, we're just going to send over our FBI guys. Just kill everybody. We'll take care of it. No problemo, bro. That's exactly what he says, chat. And so then we cut back to the bald guy's, bad-eyed bald guy's apartment, chat. And fucking Sean comes to, has the gun somehow in his hand. He's like, oh! He points in the shot. She's like, Jesus, take it the fuck easy. Take it easy. And he's fucking points the gun. I love this too. Because he's unsure. Like, he always forgets that he has the face on. So when he sees his reflection in the mirror, he goes, oh! He pulls the gun himself. It's very funny. And she's like, well, relax. And they start having a conversation. She's like, you're acting like really weird, Castor. Because it's not Castor, chat, as we all know. And he's like, listen, I gotta get out of here. I'm sorry for not being a good person, everything. She's affected by it. It's like the first time Castor in his life. And also, she's just fucking, at one point, chat, she's like, I always want to have sex with you. And so she starts rubbing up on Castor. He's like, I want to do this right now. No, I can't get hard. I can't get hard right now. As Nicolas Cage. Can't do it. And so, She's like, okay, whatever, okay. I guess you just have this new turn, this new lease on life. He's like, yeah, kind of. I'm gonna get out of here. You take care of yourself. I'll see you later. But chap, before he can do that, who walks into the goddamn room when all this debauchery is about to occur? Because as we all know, Sean can't get it up, chat. Can't get it up. And who walks in, chap? It's fucking Sasha's son, Sam. I want to say. Is it Sam or Adam or Alex? I think it's one of those. Adam. I think it's Adam. We're going to say it's Adam, chat. And he walks in, and she knows, well, I got something to tell you, Castor. He's your son. He's like, oh my God, oh boy, I don't know how to feel about this. There's a lot happening here. And she's like, you want to hold him? Meanwhile, he's like a 5-year-old kid. He's like, you're 7. I think he's the exact same age as Sean's dead kid that Nicolas Cage killed earlier in the movie. And so he fucking brings him over, and then fucking Sean, he can't hold it together. He starts freaking out. He starts doing the hand thing on the kids. Like, not appropriate. Not appropriate to do that. You don't know this child. He fucking does the hand thing. And he's like, oh, Michael, that's not Michael. That's not your son. And he starts holding the child. The kid's like, I don't want to be touched right now. And she's like, get your fucking hands off me. What are you doing? He's like, I don't know. I'm sorry. I have a lot of shit going on. My face is off. And then while all this is happening, chat, fucking boom! These giant rocket-propelled tear gas grenades, they come into the room, chat. And he's like, fucking get down! And he gets down. A rain of bullets, chat. A rain of bullets hits the apartment. All these FBI guys, these SWAT teams, they start busting on in. Everyone starts blasting right here, chat. And fucking doves come out of nowhere. I don't know how the doves got in the apartment, chat, but they're there too. I know. I guess it's fucking LA. I guess there's doves everywhere. And a lot of blasts. Everyone's running away and shit. A lot of people getting killed. So fucking, Sean's like, fuck, okay, I gotta save this kid. We're gonna get the kid out of here. And so he's teaming up with Sasha and Bad Eye Bald Guy. They manage to get out of the apartment. All the ladies of the night, they get killed. All the other guys they were doing blow, dead, chat. A bunch of cops and SWAT guys are dead as well. Eventually they get out. But they're stopped, chat. They're stopped because who's blocking the goddamn exit? It's fucking Sean, but it's not Sean, chat. It's fucking Castor Troy is Sean. And he's gonna get his. He's like, I'm gonna fucking put you in the goddamn grave. You've been a nuisance. But during all this is happening, chat, honestly, hopefully I'm making sense here, because I'm just gonna start calling him John Travolta and Nicolas Cage, because even I'm fucking getting confused how I'm referring to them in the movie. So fucking John Travolta, he's evil right now. Nicolas Cage is the good guy. That's what we're gonna do, because I'm getting mixed up. Hold on, bear with me. Bear with me. So John Travolta, he's fucking blocking the exit. Nicolas Cage is like, all right, fuck, we gotta get the hell out of here. But before he can do that, chat, John Travolta, he's got a fucking beat. Nicolas Cage gives Adam to Sasha, and John Travolta's like, I want to kill that fucking kid again. And then he tries to kill Adam and Sasha for some reason, chat. But fucking bad-eyed bald guy, he blocks the bullet. He blocks the bullet with his fucking body. It's a complex movie. It's a complex movie. I don't know what's worse, your face. That's a great line, Duma. That's a great line. He blocks the bullet with his body, his neck in particular. He's like, Sasha, you go ahead and take Adam. Just get the fuck out of here. I'll handle John Travolta. Don't you worry. And then he reveals like he was covering the wound, and then it just starts fucking gushing blood out. It just starts coming out. It's like a faucet of blood, chat, like out of that bidet that Nicolas Cage was drinking out of. And he comes up to Nicolas Cage. He's like, we've had some crazy adventures, right? Nicolas Cage is like, I don't fucking know you. Get your hands off me. He just fucking dies. He grabs the gun, chat, and then fucking evil John Travolta and good Nicolas Cage, they're just squaring off right now. And they say some various lines, and it's like, I'm gonna fucking get my face off of you and put it back on here. It's like all that shit. Not if I kill you first. And they start blasting, chat. There's the scene when they're behind like a pillar and they come around to shoot each other, but it's their reflections. I get it. Like they want to kill the person that they're actually seeing, but they're wearing the person's face. Very complicated. Very complicated. And so eventually fucking Nicolas Cage, he runs off, chat. And he escapes. I think John Travolta, he gets knocked down or something. He's like, he comes to later on. But fucking Pollux Troy, chat. He was also tracking Nicolas Cage, and they start wrestling on top of a building. But fucking Nicolas Cage, he gets the upper hand. He fucking kicks Pollux Troy through like a couple of windows, chat. And he goes boom, 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 falls through all these glass ceilings, chat. Until who does he land the feet of? John Travolta. And John Travolta's looking at him, he's like, that's my fucking brother. And he's like, he's trying to contain his emotions, chat. But he's a son of a bitch. But that's the one thing he loved. It was his brother. And he looks down at him, and he notices, this is good callback, chat, notices that his shoe's untied. And he goes ahead and he starts to tie the shoe yet again, much like he did in the first part of the film, where it first introduced them. Again, establishing that relationship. And one of the SWAT guys comes in, he sees John Travolta just fucking crying over Pollux Troy. He's like, what are you crying over, man? He was a son of a bitch. And then John Travolta just turns around and fucking blows him in the head, chat. Shoots him. Ooh, Bradley. 36469. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing very well tonight. Good to see you. Oh, that whiskey is kicking in. Listen, Cabs. It's like how we're referring to the characters in the movie to do a spoiler breakdown. I should have just stuck with the actors' names at this point. Fuck, we got evil John. We had good John Travolta. Now he's evil John Travolta. We had evil Nicolas Cage. Now he's good Nicolas Cage. I am now learning. I'm now learning. Oh boy. The bald guy went on to direct The Notebook. Seriously? Oh, good for him. Good for him. That's awesome. Well, he's sipping on currently some iced tea and whiskey. I'm going to need more of it, chat. I'm going to definitely need a lot of it. And so, what happens here? Eventually, Nicolas Cage is like, okay, well, this whole situation is falling apart. I just got to contact my wife. I got to go to my home. And Nicolas Cage, he goes back to his home when he was John Travolta. And he goes into everyone's rooms. He's picking up all these items and he's remembering, and there's flashbacks and things. And who walks in the goddamn bedroom, chat? It's fucking Evie, John Travolta's wife. And Nicolas Cage, she's like, he looks at her and she looks at him. She's about to freak out. It's like, don't scream, don't scream, don't scream. He explains to her like what's happened, or tries to. And he basically recalls a specific memory, chat. He's like, remember our first date when I took you out for surf and turf, but I didn't realize that you were a vegetarian, and you just ate bread all night, but you chipped your tooth on this very hard piece of bread crust, and we spent all night just looking around for a 24-hour dentist office that's open at night. We found him, but he was fucking drunk, and he was so goddamn drunk that he operated on the wrong tooth. He's like, remember that? And she goes, I do remember that. How did you know? He's like, listen, you probably don't believe me, but you know that my blood type, you know that John Travolta's blood type is AB. Castor Troy, Nicolas Cage's blood type, his is fucking B negative or something. It's like, just test his blood to be absolutely sure if you don't believe me. And then he fucking looks at a picture of Michael, his dead son, and he proceeds to punch the picture because he sees Nicolas Cage's face in the reflection. He freaks out, chat, and he takes the picture and he tucks it in his jacket. And he goes away. And then, chat, later that night, fucking Evie, she called the police, as you should do, the FBI, saying that fucking Nicolas Cage, Castor Troy was her. John Travolta's like, oh, I'm sorry, I went through that traumatic moment. I'm so sorry. Also, there's a scene, chat, where evil John Travolta's daughter comes home, and like this one guy's trying to rape her in the car, and he fucking goes out there and he, defends her honor, and he proceeds just to beat the shit out of this guy, chat, like repeatedly. And he fucking goes away. The daughter, she's freaking out, a little rattly. He's like, hey, don't worry about it, honey. Don't worry about it. Stop dressing like a whore. And he's like, here, if you want to defend yourself, take this butterfly knife and be sure, like, when you stick him like a goddamn pig, you twist that so the wound doesn't close. That's very important for later on in the movie, chat. Remember that. And so, now we're at the house. And John Travolta's like, oh, don't worry about it, baby. Let's just go to sleep. Let's just relax. She's like, yeah, let's just go to relax. And so he's asleep, chat, but she's reading a book, but she's got this like little EpiPen, and she's gonna take a little shot of blood, chat. She takes a little shot of blood, and John Travolta, and he's like, he goes back to sleep, chat. And then she goes back to the hospital where she works, and she tests the blood, and lo and fucking behold, chat, she sees that is not the blood of her husband, despite him having the face of her husband, but that's not her husband. And then who walks through the door, chat? Fucking Nicolas Cage. He was there waiting for her the entire time. He says, I figured you'd be here. And they embrace, chat, but it's weird and it's awkward. And he's like, I'm so sorry I did this to you. I've I should have told you the truth. Like, he really fucked up your chat. Not only did he break the law, obviously, not only did he obviously break the law, but he lied to his wife and daughter, and the wife's like, yeah, I slept with him like a lot. Like a lot. And he's like, he starts crying. He's a lonely wife. Yeah, exactly. Exactly to a lonely wife to fuck. And so he starts crying on, but meanwhile, chat, we cut back to the house, and evil John Travolta, he knows something's afoot. He's like, that bitch is up to something. And he calls his FBI guys, chat, also calls some of his mercenaries that he's hired on. He's like, we're going to go to this fucking hospital. We're going to see what the wife is doing. And then, even though fucking Nicolas Cage pulls a fucking vanishing act out of nowhere, chat, while they're like literally talking behind a curtain, him and Evie. And right in the moment when John Travolta pulls the curtain and Nicolas Cage is gone and Evie, she's operating on some guy who's like face is fucking missing. John Travolta says like, oh, you know me, baby. Just want to make sure I'm a jealous man. Just want to make sure you're not spending time with any other men. And he goes off, chat, and he's like, that bitch is lying. I know she's full of shit. And then meanwhile, there's another scene earlier, chat, because this is what initiates this next sequence of events. The head of the FBI, he's very upset with the way evil John Travolta has been conducting himself recently, and he fucking goes to his office. He's just freaking out, chap. He's going, ugh. He's having a heart attack. And John Travolta, he's just had enough of the old FBI guy, like, talking all this shit, and he just proceeds to, I don't know what he does. I think he caves in his chest or something. He does something fucked up, and he kills him. But just before he kills the old FBI guy, he says, I'm Castor Troy, bitch. And he fucking kills him. And he's like, oh, the secretary, the FBI, head of the FBI is having a heart attack. Call an ambulance. He doesn't care, chat. And now he has to attend the funeral for the FBI guy. But at this point, I believe now Evie and Nicolas Cage, good Nicolas Cage, like, okay, we know where we stand. We're gonna settle this at the funeral of my boss. This is where we got it. This is where we're gonna arrest him. Okay, we're going to call in the rest of the FBI guy. Anyone who's going to, like, Evie says, I'll contact the other FBI guys. They'll come in. I'll try to convince him. Nicolas Cage is like, fuck, that's the only thing we can do. We're going to try our goddamn best here. We're going to try our best. And then we cut to, then before that, good Nicolas Cage, she talks to Sasha one more time. And she says, I'm gonna come there with you, man. We gotta take down fucking Sean Archer, okay? He killed my brother, but it really wasn't, chat. It was Castor Troy. And he's like, I want you to be safe. I don't want you, just take care of your son, okay? That's your most important thing right now. He's like, I love my son. I'll never let anything happen to him. If anything happens to me, Castor, I want you to take care of him. Foreshadowing. He's like, I'll do that, sure. And then they fucking have the funeral, chat, and it's very, very, very beautiful, very intimate, because it's supposed to a small amount of people. And then Nicolas Cage, he goes there, but he stays in the back, chat, and he lights a candle. And what's all around him? Fucking doves. All the doves in the movie, chat, they all start piling into this church. Why all the doves in the church? Doesn't make any sense. They all the doors closed. Doesn't matter. All the doves are there. And just to make his presence known, Nicholas takes the picture of Michael, and he asks this little altar boy, go ahead and give that to Sean Archer up there. He's the chubby guy up there. And he takes it up there, and Sean Archer, he looks at it and is like, this motherfucker. But it's Castor Troy, chat. And he crumples up that picture. He's like, fuck that kid. Fuck him. And then, eventually, like after everyone's has left, Sean, he walks up to the altar, chat, and he's just looking up there, and then he hears that fucking dancing. That tip-a-tap, and it's fucking Castor Troy, and they're just about to square off, chat. But Castor Troy, he doesn't want to play his hand too much. He's like, I have some insurance just in case things go south. Things don't go my way. And he has fucking Evie, chat. He's revealed, like, yeah, I knew this bitch was lying. And it's like, I'll kill her. And like, oh, your little daughter, your little Jamie, she's coming too. I'm going to put a bullet in her head. And he starts laughing. And then they're pulling guns out at each other. But then who also comes up behind Sean, chat? Fucking Sasha. She's there. And everyone's got a gun on each other. Everyone's pulling guns, chat, all these quick cuts and everything. All the mercenary guys, they got guns pulled. Like, everyone's confused. Like, wait, who's who? I don't know. And then chat, something sets them off, and they all start blasting each other. They all start blasting. Sasha, she goes, rah! She gets blasted the most. She gets a lot of bullets inside of her. And, she says, Castor, take care of my son, Adam. And he's like, sure, okay. And then she dies. He's like, okay, I got a new son. It's all going to work out for me. And then, so eventually, Sean, he chases Castor Troy outside. They start wrestling a little bit. They start beating the shit out of each other. Then who am I? Fucking Jamie. And she sees Castor Troy beating up her dad, but it's not her dad, chat. And she goes ahead and she shoots who she thinks is Castor Troy, but is in fact her father. And then, Castor Troy, as Sean takes this opportunity, and he fucking grabs Jamie. He's like, oh, you shouldn't have done that to me. He starts licking her and shit. It's like, don't do that. That's weird. Her dad is literally licking her, but it's not her dad. And so she goes, fuck this. And she takes funny enough, the butterfly knife, the pocket knife, and she jams that into evil John Travolta's thigh. He starts screaming, and then he fucking runs off. And eventually he goes to the dock. She's got all these fucking machine guns. He starts blasting everybody on the dock. He sees this one guy's like, hey guy, I don't want any trouble. He fucking just blasts him, and he steals his boat. Eventually, Sean, he gets on the boat, and they just start wrestling the boat the entire time, chat. And it's a very cool action sequence. There's a great score playing at the same time. A lot of the Jesus symbolism here in the church. Oh, a lot of that. There's a lot of that. Oh. So where are we? Oh, so they start wrestling. At one point, something fucks up. The boat explodes, and they fly onto this little beach, and they continue to wrestle, chat, beat the shit out of each other. Eventually, Sean, he grabs a harpoon gun, and he tries to use it on Castor Troy. Castor Troy says, "Nah, you're not gonna use that on me." And then Castor Troy begins to like, you know what? You can have your fucking face back. I'm taking this face off, and he gets a fucking rock and proceeds to cut off his own face, John Travolta's face. It's like, John Travolta's like, no, don't fuck up my face! And then he fucking shoots the harpoon, and it pierces Castor Troy, and then Castor Troy is no more, Chad. He's dead. He's died. He's impaled on this wooden pier. And then they got the wee-woo. And all the FBI, all the cops show up, and fucking Sean's like, I gotta start running again. But they go over to Sean, and they say, are you okay? Sean's like, oh, I'm Sean's like, yeah, your wife told us everything, man. Don't worry, we're going to get you fixed up. And they load up Sean in the ambulance, and they also put in the fucking body of Castor Troy in there, too. It's like, you probably should have done that. And then Sean, he notices that Castor Troy still has the ring on. Still has the ring that he gave to his friend who burned to death. He takes that ring off. He puts it back on his finger. And then we cut to a hospital. And lo and behold, Chad, apparently, you know that doctor who said, I'm the only one that has performed the surgery? Apparently he had a fucking apprentice, because he says, oh, don't worry. I know how to do the same procedure, and everything is going to go back to normal. You're going to be A-okay. And then, Chad, we cut to, it's like we got a flash forward. Time has passed. Evie and Jamie, they're just sitting in the living room just enjoying each other's company. They hear a knock on the door, Chad, and they open the door, and who do they see? They see Sean, but he's Sean as John Travolta. He took Castor Troy Nicholas' face off, Chad, and the John Travolta's face is back on Sean. He's normal, completely normal, gained a little bit of weight back again, so he's looking good. And then he's like, oh, and they're smooching, Chad, and they're hugging. He's like, but I got one thing for you. I think you're gonna like this. And who does he have with him, Chad? He has Adam. He has Sasha's son. So he now has a new son to replace the son that died, that Castor Troy took him. And Chad, it's Castor Troy's son. See how important that is? He basically's like, all right, fuck you, I'm gonna take your kid instead. And so he took Castor Troy's son. And that is Face Off. That's Face Off, chat. Again, a little more complicated than I thought it would be in terms of how do I refer to these characters as who. But hopefully you liked it. Hopefully you enjoyed the review. Hopefully you were able to follow me. Oh, my God. Same thing, you guy that did music for Solo. How to Train Your Dragon and boom. Oh, wow. He did a very good score. Casper, bravo. Thank you. Shadow Lurker High Rail isn't weird. They switch faces but got the opposite hairline, height, and eye color when they only switch faces but not body. Well, they explain that, man. They said, oh yeah, we will also, they only refer to the face in the title, but they do the whole body transformation. They say, it's like, oh yeah, we can shave off your fucking fat and everything. It's like, this doesn't make any goddamn sense. Show, thank you for the 25 biddies. Oh, better left unread. Great review. No, thank you so much, guys. I was worried that's going to be a little too complicated, but no, I'm glad you appreciate it. How is Sonic supposed to follow this? Fuck, I don't know, man. I'm going to try my best, chat. But I definitely need more whiskey. That is obvious. We gotta need another drink. Thank you again, show, for the 25 biddies. Jero, okay, my favorite Nick Cage movie is 8mm. I've not seen that. Neither sounding like each other. Yeah, it's fucking nuts. There's the thing, guys. Like, this is a very enjoyable film. Back in the day, I was not a big fan, but I just found a new appreciation for the movie. I would give it a full price. It's dumb. It is over-exaggerated, but it works for what it's doing. It's definitely probably the best John Woo movie I've ever seen. Also, there was an alternate ending, chat, where when they open the door, the person that actually greets them is Sean wearing Castor Troy's face. He decides to still wear the face. But they thought that they did this for test audience. This was the original ending, but it tested poorly because people were confused. Like, wait, is Castor Troy alive? Why did he decide to wear the face? And they were like, they didn't know who it was, so they reshot the ending. So that was not the original ending. So saying another good review. Thank you so much. It's fucking messed up.